got kids at home, so I'm good. Let's just keep this. Let's keep this going. Let's keep this party going.
I think we should have mock class right now.
I do need it.
Everyone, we gotta work out right now. Okay, couple things for trainers. If you are new and you have not been orientated yet, this will be new news to you. But we do have in-bodies, and that's just for us to keep our health and our fitness accountable. That we, again, in all areas, physically, spiritually, mentally, we are walking the walk. So in-bodies, we're going to update in-body on December the 1st. That is just in time that if you're not where you want to be, we have a challenge in January. It's fine, okay? So please email those over to me. You can get those at Triad or at Prep. I heard Prep puts you on a lower body fat percentage.
Dude, I just
I don't
went on
know.
Saturday.
I
I'm
gained.
the lowest I've ever been.
I gained body fat
You gained at prep?
in the last 7 weeks.
Well, but if you go to
Is that
Prep,
a
you gain
Jason
more.
Ballard problem or a prepped
No,
problem?
that's a valid problem.
So,
That was me.
the healthy requirements that's listed in your knowledge base, and these are very, very realistic. This does not mean you guys need to be a size 2. It means you need to be heart healthy. Okay. So make sure that is done by December the 1st, and then birthday closeouts. Just kind of random reminders, just collected just from our leadership team. Make sure that they are giving you a 24-hour notice. If you start making exceptions, I know I'm guilty of this. Then other people expect those exceptions, and if you can be excited and you see someone at the front desk and it says, "Hi, birthday," I'm gonna close you out right now. Let's refrain from doing that, including myself. I tell you guys, I get that people try and fire me all the time too. 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. transitions. Is someone recording this?
Yes. Is that
Oh,
what that
it's
is?
there, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Resetting the room is priority. So that is a very, very short turnaround. Instead of going and chatting with your friends and taking pictures, that time needs to be spent helping reset the room. 99% of the time, the room is being reset by the ones that you guys aren't working, which we appreciate. But that is an additional and supplemental effort. That is still the mic trainer and the backup trainer's job to immediately try and reset that room. And then prompt warm-ups and partnering on the mic while still resetting. So you can walk around, be resetting, and still say, "Hey, if you need a partner, raise your hand. Hey, it's chest and shoulder day. Start out with some chest out, walk out chest openers." So that's how you want to handle that quick transition. Backup trainers, they're still trying to get to the front desk for a new person. So even if the setup is done, they're not hanging out in here. There's still a good chance that there's someone that walks in for a 6 a.m. class for the first time. So that transition is fast, it's weird, and it takes maximum effort to make sure that that 6 a.m. gets the same experience as that 5 a.m. We pray before each shift. 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. is one shift, so that's the exception. If you prayed in your team before the 5 a.m., you're not going to go and pray in your team at 6. 6 p.m. though is not an exception. 99% of the time, even if like the mic trainer is at 4:30 and 6, their backup is different, their child care team is different, their front desk is different. So when your squad gets there for the 6 p.m., which everyone should be there by 5:30, whether they're child care here, you're at the front desk, you pray in that team, you come back out here to help get prepped. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Those are kind of the two weird ones. Watching video of demo. That is a requirement for both the backup trainer and the microphone trainer. So you want to watch the video of the demo, not just the paper. There's a lot of times, one, I've changed something, but secondly, that Sean will use an old workout, but in the video, he'll like decide he didn't like that. And he'll change it live on the video. So even if you're like, "I've seen this workout before," please watch the video. And I know sometimes we get busy. The reason why we do the backup trainer and the mic trainer is two things. The backup trainer is already going to know the form and know what's coming. But also, let's say that I got really busy or I traded shifts with Kelly at the last minute and I haven't had a chance to watch the video. I should be able to ask my backup trainer, "Hey, what's that rep?" And they know if I missed it, or vice versa, that there should never be a day that two of you are like, okay? That's the reason for that.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
The video trumps everything else.
Yes.
If there's a difference, we go with whatever the
Well,
video says.
video,
And then
my subs
Your
trump,
stuff.
but yes.
Yeah, your
yeah.
stuff, video, no.
Yes, yeah. And then cleaning reminders. So a couple things, mopping. So especially as it gets a little bit cooler, I do not want to overkill, but I also don't want us to get lazy. One of the biggest reasons that we mop is because this gym smells like a foot. Okay? There's not AC in here, and that's the way that we at least make it smell cleaner than maybe it is sometimes. But mopping duty, so 5 a.m. and 6 a.m., they mop the entire front. So that's here, here, all the way here. The 9 a.m. and noon mid shifts, they spot mop both ways, okay? And that is a true spot mop. It's not like, oh, it looks good. You're gonna go, you're gonna look for sweat, and you're gonna spot mop. And then you're also going to always get the footprints that are right, in this area that's just constantly dusty. And then the 6 p.m., they fully mop the back. That includes around the cardio equipment. It is so disgusting to walk and get on your art trainer and you just see sweat underneath it, okay? And then vacuuming.
Sorry, real
Oh,
quick.
you're fine.
On the morning mopping, we still need to spot mop back here.
Yeah, oh, sorry, yes. You spot mop back here, you full mop. And vice versa. If you're a closing shift, they full mop back here, they still spot mop up here, okay? Vacuuming, 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. Lane 1, 2, and 3, okay? If you're a midday, 9 a.m. or noon. Lane 4, 5, 6, 4:30 shift is the rest of the gray mat. That is a requirement. That is something that needs to be done. Even if the 4:30 prep took a little bit longer than we thought, you still do that after the fact. Ideally, it's done before class, you don't have to worry about it, okay? Checking the back doors. You guys saw the creepy guy that was gonna break in. Let's not make it easy for him. So you wanna check all that doors. There are a lot of times that clients, even if we don't have like a running station and we don't have the garage doors open, they'll unlock the door and go run. So you wanna make sure that they are locked and that they're actually closed. A lot of times they look closed and you push on them and they're not actually latched, okay?
Which way is locked? Horizontal or vertical?
It's when they're pushed in. The little guy is pushed all the way in. If
You
it's
just
out,
press on the door and if it doesn't move, then you know it's locked.
well, no, it's latched. It can still be unlocked.
Yeah.
The little thing in the turnkey, it's pushed in versus out.
Okay.
Yep. Resetting the dumbbells, plates, and kettlebells. That is something that I see us missing a lot, especially here. When we have our clients put the plates up, they're all labeled. There should never be a 35 on this big pyramid here. They're all 45-pound plates. There should never be 25s on 10s. That's how Trav broke his finger. He's pulling out what he thinks are 5-pound dumbbells and 25 is there. That is a really, really easy way to, one, get injured, but also it just doesn't look excellent. So even if you've got clients putting up things for you, you always go and double check them. They're gonna get you in the vicinity, but they're not gonna do it excellently. Okay, so you always wanna cover here, you always wanna go reset your dumbbells, you always wanna make sure the kettlebells are reset, and that your jump ropes are all neat. Checking back doors, you got that. Turning off all the lights, specifically the one that we're usually missing is that one that's over the hallway in the bathroom. So make sure that we get that as well. Our bug zapper died.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get a new one because we're almost out of it. but yeah, it's dead. But if we ever get one again, that's something that the 6 p.m. shift does. I think that's everything that I have. Devin's gonna go over just overall experience. But as far as cleaning reminders, I know that every shift's a little bit different. For example, 4:30, one of the things that I haven't seen, nor have I been doing, and I'm guilty of it, is we wipe down the cardio handles. That's something that I forget to do. If you're new and I trained you and I haven't shown you that, you're not gonna know to do that. But there's a QR code there, and it's also a knowledge base that has a full cleaning tour, and it breaks down what shifts do what. So if you're not sure, I would make sure that you go back and review that and not just trust that the person that trained you didn't miss something. If it's not Keely training you, you probably missed something. Everyone should be trained by Keely. She's better than me. Okay, before I get into, or Devin gets into experience, do you guys have any questions? Good? Okay.
All right. What's up, everybody?
Hey,
Hey,
Dad.
Dad.
I think everybody knows me already. Yeah. So, I have some very good news, and then we have some bad news. Talk about the good news first. I'm married to her. Let's talk about the bad news. No, I'm just kidding. No, we have good news. So the good news is we have a lot of more seasoned trainers now. With that, you got a lot more comfort, like on the mic. A lot more people comfortable there. Backups, you're hitting your cues, seeing the encouragement and like comfortable correcting form. Like whenever you first start, that's nerve-wracking. You're like, oh, how do I talk to him? Now you're going up to them, correcting their form, a lot more comfort there. The bad part about the comfort is whenever we get comfortable, we tend to let things slip a little bit. And so we're going to talk about some of those things. But the main thing, and also for our new people, you may not have had this experience talk. You're going to get that talk today, how the experience should go. We're all going to review it. But the number one thing that I want in your minds today is whenever you came to Fit Camp and it was your first time, what made you want to keep coming back? Okay? That's the experience that every single client that comes in those doors should have when they walk in those doors. And whenever we don't do our part, that experience gets diminished just a little bit more. Whenever we say, oh, that's not a big deal, I'm not going to do that part, it gets diminished just that much more. And our people don't deserve that. Okay? So we're going to talk about review, and then we're going to talk about the big points that I feel like we are need a little bit of review on. So, first thing.
Behind you too.
What's behind me too? Okay, first thing. We have a few things that we do right out the gate, and in order for you to do these effectively, before people get in here, what's the first thing that you need to do to be able to get through everything you need to do before people walk in the door?
Pray.
Nope.
You gotta turn the place on.
Nope.
Check the room.
Not even that. You got to get here on time. All right? You got to get here on time. You're expected to be here 45 minutes before your shift. Unless it's a 5 a.m., 6 a.m., then you're going to be here an hour before. There's a little bit more you have to do. If you're not here on time, you are starting to scramble, and things are going to go into time that you should be helping our clients, okay? Get here on time because you have these few things. You got checking the room, okay? That starts, well, we'll go through these. We got checking the room, practicing your demo, covering modifications, pour forms, cues, and all that stuff, and praying in your team. You've got all this to cover before people even walk in the door, all right? Worst case, you're praying as people are coming in at that 30-minute mark. That is worst case. That's what it should be. So, you got 15 minutes to do all of that. Checking the room, that is not just like, I think we're good. That is, okay, do we have everything that we need for the class? Do the dumbbells look like a wreck? Do we have a ton of trash in the trash bags? Because we don't want that for our clients either. You want to make sure it looks and is ready for the class to get started. That's what checking the room entails. After you do that, also the cleaning duties that we talked about earlier. Remember that a lot of times whenever I come in, Keely, she'll start rocking the board. I'll go in there. I'll start vacuuming while she's doing that. So making sure you're taking care of that cleaning, making sure it's presentable. Practicing the demo. This is important, guys. So it's easy, especially as you get comfortable with doing demos, you're like, just roll with me, let's ride. That's easy to do. But what happens is whenever we do that, and you and your backup are not on the same page, you have this weird thing where your backup's trying to anticipate what you're going to say. Is he going to talk about form here? I don't know. And the whole crowd can see it, and I can see it when I walk in the room. I just don't say anything, so I'm like, I'm tired of bringing this up. I'm bringing it up today. And after this, I will bring it up to you afterwards and be like, hey, did you guys go over the demo? Because that looked kind of shaky. You guys should look like a well-oiled machine whenever you're going through the demo. It should look like you rehearsed it because you did. Make sense?
Yeah.
Hey, Deb, can I ask a quick question? All of this stuff, what time do we need to be ready for the what time does the pre-experience need to start?
We're going to flow into that.
I'm saying what time, right? Do we go 30 minutes? Do we go 20 minutes? Do we 25 minutes?
It's that 30 minutes. When they walk in the door, you should be ready. Worst case, you're praying the team in and you're going. Get ready. And we'll get into that in just
So
one
you
second.
use that 15 minutes
You got 15 minutes to get this.
to do all of your pre-prep.
Practicing demo, doing your mic check, all that stuff. And we're going to kind of flow through it, covering your modifications and pour form that you know that's coming. Talk about all of that. You got that 15 minutes to do all that.
Okay.
So we did practicing demo. Yes, covering mods, pour forms, cues. Make sure you're talking about the pour form. That goes into, if you watch the video, you're going to be a lot more well equipped to talk about form. If you did it, you're going to be like, well, I'm not sure, and then it's kind of like, you know how it goes. So making sure that you know the form, the cues, you talk about it before, that's going to help the experience be smooth. Praying in the team. So this one seems really minor sometimes because you're in the flow of things, but we said Jesus is our CEO, right? So we start with Jesus. And whenever you say to yourself, we don't need to pray this time, I am busy, I've got this. When we say I've got that, that is pride, and pride comes before what? The fall. We cannot do this without him. We cannot make this happen and give the client whatever they need without him. I don't know why I'm getting emotional, but gosh, it starts with him. That's it. Whenever we do that, there's someone out there who needs something that you can't give them. You can't give it to them. Oh, shake that off. That's an important one. It doesn't seem like it. And let's roll through pre-experience. Okay, pre-experience is an experience. It is not turn on the music, going up front, gonna hang out, gonna go into the lounge, gonna be somewhere else. Pre-experience should be an experience. How many have been to Edmond? How many have been to a Sean Busby Saturday? That is the experience. And then we don't just provide that on Saturdays. We have classes on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. It is an experience when you walk in the door. So, let's talk about how that should go. Babe, you want to help me out? All right. You guys can ride with me.
Come on over.
Come on over.
Someone grab that.
Is it yours?
Yeah, you can be cameraman.
Okay. You gonna bring that fire, Dev?
Yes, we also want our new trainers to be able to do this as well. So make sure they get the upfront seat so they can kind of see what's going down. New trainers, get up here. Don't be shy.
The only
Be
one.
shy. That's the first thing you can do is be shy. No, I'm kidding. You'll be all right. We're legit. So making sure that you get your mic check, all those things like we said. So we're gonna play a little bit of music. Oh yeah, let's get going right now. So whenever I come in, we got our 15 minutes. And it's time for me to get my mic check. I have my backup over there. You can see it out there. I'm turning it up. Let's get ready to ride. Hey man, what are you at today? Can you hear me out there? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Are you guys ready to party today or what? What kind of day is this gonna be? Alright? You can feel that energy tempo going up right there as I see people coming into the room. So we're getting set up with my mic today. Get ready to see. Everything looks good. So the pre-experience is where we're at now. I've already got my demo voice. Demo. Turn that down a little bit. So now it's time for pre-experience. What is pre-experience about? My trainer needs to be in here. Alright? Because you are the show. It could be one person, it could be a lot of people, but you are the show. You can talk to them. A lot of times as they're calling in, I'm getting you to do that. What up, Johnny? How you doing today? You ready to party with me? Yeah! Let's go, Bridge. You ready to turn up in this place? Oh, TJ, you might have stepped in a little bit, but he's still ready to ride with me today. Alright? You are greeting people. You are having fun. You are inviting them into the best day of their life. They're coming in. Listen, this is the way it's explained to me. People are coming in. You don't know what they're coming into. They're grumpy, they're sleepy, they don't feel like working out. You are helping them get into that mode of, oh, yes, it is a good day today. I am ready to work out today. I feel good that I'm in this place and I can be seen. I'm not only by myself in the corner with the music turned on. That's not the experience. The experience is very important. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. As you get closer, something that I like to do, you don't have to, but it's like icing on the cake. If I'm in your class and I hear this, I'm like, yes, brownie points for that person. Get them a shake and seat when they're free. All right, the way that it goes down, as they come in, I'm like, okay. I'm gonna get them pumped up. Play next. All right, you guys get ready. You guys start getting warm up. Take that through whatever you need to do. All right, start getting ready to rumble. We're gonna party in this place. Start getting them amped up. Also, one thing I really need to turn out to experience. Let's turn it up right there. Before you get them super amped up, we have to remember to go through warm-ups. All right, about 8 minutes before. Okay, we know why we warm up. Our people know that, but if there's no one there to say, hey, let's do some ankle walkers. Is anyone better than ankle walkers? Probably not. You are the trainer. You lead the class, whether or not they do it with you. So I come up there, hey, you guys do it with me or not. I'm just saying, if you guys don't do it, you might pop an ankle, whatever. All right, here we go, ankle rockers. Everyone's choosing their mind. Oh, pop an ankle, sounds really bad. Okay, let's rock with them a little bit, okay? Oh, yeah, okay, we're going to do it here. Hey, if you're on the mic, we're not doing, let's say we're doing chest set. Oh, you guys are on the mic today, okay? Well, I'm just letting you know that's not doing anything for your chest and shoulders that we're about to do. But if you want to come down here with me, we're going to party down here. We're going to get you ready for this workout. You really need to know that this matters. I'm getting you ready for what's about to happen, okay? That's how the experience should be. And then when you coach them through those warm-ups, make them think about it. A lot of times what I like to do, if I know they're doing some sumo squats, usually have to squat the toe touch. I'm like, hey guys, let's do a sumo squat and a little touch. I get them ready for the workout. I just are not as trained to get them prepared. You don't have to do the ones that we normally do. You can stick to those. If you're like, hey, I want to give them something different, you can do that if you feel comfortable. Just make sure that you have our ones that we can normally do on the board, because someone after you not going to know what that is. You write something random on there, okay? Pre-experience. You guys have any questions? Woo! DJs, just make sure you guys have your keys. That's important. All right. So where are we at now? Pre-experience warm-up. Oh yeah. We talked about engaging the clients, not at the front desk. Okay, yeah, song transitions. Babe, I want you to cue up I Ain't Done. Cue that up for me. We're going to talk about producing self. Why don't you do that? There's one thing that you guys know, is we keep the energy in the room, right? And what tends to happen is whenever we're going to help people or talking to people, we will get off the mic and just be on it every 30 seconds or so, right? Maximum a minute, like we'll be in the mic. Every 30 seconds we should be on this mic, or especially if there's a lull. So, whenever something's happening, and there's a lull, like on that mic, every 30 seconds going, and there's a little lull, there's a little drop. So go ahead and turn the music down a little bit, eh? There's a lull happening right now. What's happening over here on the side? Experience is dying right now. What are you doing, Mike Trainer? What are you doing, Mike Trainer?
Pump them up!
Alright, whenever that happens, what do I do? Hey, just one second. You guys get turned up in here today! Don't you dare quit me! Ride with me! Or, back up. I'll call my back up. Keely, where you at? Right here. I won't say like that, but help me out. I'll talk to her. Get your backup involved. You on the mic are the energy in the room. You do not let it die down, because if that happens, everyone's workout, the client experience, they are no longer pumped up. They no longer want to be here. They want to go out the door because they're tired and they don't feel like working out anymore, okay?
Yep.
So, let's talk about the I Ain't Done. Fast forward it to like the last 45 seconds. All right. If you get a song like this, there's a little lull. This happens, you're trying to work out. How do you feel?
I'm pumped up.
This is the worst thing you can do as a backup or as a mic trainer. This is what I see. I'm going to change the song. This is awkward. It's awkward for everyone in the room. All right, now let's start again. I hear that going on. You guys stay with me today. You guys rock with me. You guys stay in motion. We're going to party today. All right, bang. Switching to the next song. You guys ready to rock with me today? We're going to get this thing. This is Big Capital A, baby. This is how we ride. Whole different experience happens just there. We do not let the lulls happen. And that's part of the pre-experience too. You got a song on there, and then all of a sudden you got that going on. I was pumped for my workout when that first song come on. Now I'm ready to go home. We don't want that to happen. We want everyone to feel that energy. That's a big Camp 180 experience that we provide. Make sense?
Yep.
That cover everything? All right.
When we cover, it's part of the prep, but But one of the things, especially as new trainers, when we get comfortable, is you should know not only the board, but you should know the modifications. Like, what are options? Because one of the things that get really hard, and you won't perfectly modify for everything, because it's going to be based on what someone can and can't do, right? But for the sake of the mod board, I should know what the rep counts are going to be changed to, so that a new person with a green wristband, I'm not making up my own rep counts for them, and then they're looking at the board being like, well, that's not what that is. But then also being able to talk with your backup and say, hey, we're doing lat raises today. You're going to see a lot of this cast, okay? You're going to see a lot of this, okay? Here's the cues that I use, especially if you're Trav and you've been doing this for 10 years and you've got a cast. She needs to know, hey, what would he say to correct that form? Here are some of the things you're going to be saying. That's part of you walking through the demo, and that's why it's so important. Even if Sean and I have both done the workout today, and I'm guilty of that. Sean, I did the workout today? Let's roll. Okay, then you get a new person, and Sean's like, hey, they've got a shoulder injury, I don't know what to do. Then we just don't look like we're qualified to train them. And so that should be part of your demo, is making sure that you guys go over rep counts, go over form, but say, like, these are gonna be the things that you're gonna see, even if, as a microphone trainer, you don't cover 5 different bad lat raises on the microphone, but you and your backup should know what that's going to look like, anticipate those, and cues to be able to correct that. That is still part of you going over the demo with your trainer.
Yep. One more thing I thought of just for backups and mic trainers. But one of the things that does happen, especially as you're newer, you can walk around and you're not sure what to do because you're like, I'm trying to figure out how to be a trainer, all these things. Should I dance? Okay, what I don't want you to do is come over to someone who's working out. Let's say I'm going to Britt. This is getting awkward.
Yeah.
All right? She's trying to get a workout in, and I'm like staring her down, trying to watch her form or whatever, okay? I am not doing that. What I like to do when I'm going around the room is I will act crazy, but if you're not crazy like me, I'm going around the room like I'm on a mission, but I'm also watching everyone as I move around the room, okay? Oh, yeah, cranked up. Oh, this person over here's got terrible hammer drill. Okay, I'm gonna go over there and help them out. You can see it usually from afar, and there's times where I come up to someone who does have bad form, and I will look for a second to like double take, but I'm not going to stick around and make them feel weird, okay? They're there. Part of what's good about Fit Camp 180 is it's dark in the room, and you don't want to be like crazy, like all eyes on you. The more that the trainer is staring at you, guess what everyone else does? They start staring at you. Let's not do that. We want to make sure that we look like we have a mission, even though you may not know where you're going. You're going somewhere, all right? I'm going somewhere and doing something. You'll figure it out as you go, because you'll see somebody with bad form, or you're like, all right, maybe I do want to dance a little bit, I'm kind of bored. And that's part of the experience, so.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, I think we all do a good job of just like the closeout message, just remembering that it's also part of the experience, and prepare that. You don't want to do that on a whim. If you do not have something prepared, some of the things that are really easy to do is stretch them out. Secondly, call someone out. A couple of people, man, you're 9 months pregnant and you're pushing a plate, Miranda. Like, you guys give it up for. Hey, I've seen you looking so shredded, Sandberg. Are you 10% body fat? Girl, you're killing it. Like, you can do that. And that still gives that a little bit of time, personalizes the workout, and then you just pray them out. But some of the biggest, I think, mistakes you can make is just trying to do it on a whim, and they're like, land the mother effing plane. I don't know what you're talking about right now. And then secondly, when you're not prepared, you'll overtalk it. Your close, including your prayer, should be no more than 5 minutes. Ideally, you've got a 2 to 3 minute long message and a 60-second prayer. That's about the time that we're going to give you, whether I gotta get out of here, I gotta look up my clock, you're losing my interest. And if you have not prepared that, then you don't know how long that message is going to be. But do not feel like you've got to have something new and awesome every single class. Have it to where it means something every single time that you get an opportunity to come up here and tell them about Jesus. It's a big deal.
Well, no mas, I got one more thing. So something that I noticed is sometimes whenever we're doing prayer or a closeout, I can't hear you because your voice, because we're going into a more calm mode, you are going into a more calm mode, so you start talking like this, and let's go ahead and play this music. And so what it sounds like is something around, let me turn this down a little bit. So his helper. Okay? Mike, you can always bring it closer, but sometimes the mic person, they can't tell. If I'm the backup, I'm like, man, I can't even hear him over here. I'm going to turn that dial of their mic up just a little bit. Alright? He may tell you to turn it down, but then you talk later, like, man, I couldn't hear you. But at least there's some communication going on so that they know. Because the worst thing is you have this powerful message prepared and they never got to hear it because it wasn't loud enough.
Yeah.
Make sure that it doesn't have to be crazy. That's way too much sauce. To make sure it goes with the music. You can still hear me with the music, okay? Music doesn't have to be crazy loud. You're a DJ. It's okay to move the dials around a little bit. Experiment with that to where you find that fine tuning. If you want to practice that before, make sure you get here nice and early. So you go through it, you're not comfortable. Talk with your mic trainer, say, I'm not comfortable with that. Get to where you're good at that, so that, because this message here is what part of what it's all about, that spiritual encouragement. So that's the last thing I'm going to leave everybody with.
So I think based just as far as like if you've been here for a while, some of the things that we want to really, really dial in that I feel like we've all got a little lax on, especially in some of those smaller classes, is going to be us hanging out at the front desk. Mic trainer, we're in here after we pray. Backup trainer, you're out there after we pray, waiting for a new person. Ensuring that if there is a new person, you don't just say, hey, welcome to Fit Camp, there you go. You ask them about injuries, you tell them where to put their things, you walk them to the modification board. That's why you're at the front desk. And then secondly, warming up. Whether they're warming up or not with you, we're still going to walk them through a warm up. Now at a 4:30 or 9 a.m., when you know they get there a little bit late, our goal is about 7 to 8 minutes. At 9 a.m., I wait until probably 5 minutes because no one is in here. So even if you use your best judgment, but you want to be able to provide them an opportunity to warm up no matter what. And then I would say that's two of the biggest things, and then getting back to making sure that we're going over the demo. I would say that those are three of the biggest areas that I think just as a whole, we've gotten really comfortable in that I want to dial back in. Do you guys have any questions on your end? Anything that you guys have seen?
Do you want to have the backups start going back towards the modified board if we have new people, like within the first few minutes of class? Just stand there for a few minutes so that if they do have questions.
No, and that's why we've got wristbands. And the reason why we stopped doing that is they don't come to you. They're shy, they're scared. So there's a reason. If you're new here, you've got a whole 2 weeks. The front desk is doing what they should be doing. You've got a red wristband. You're looking. After you've kicked off that music, you are looking for red wristbands and then green wristbands. And you should know the modified board, so you can go in and cue them. Hey, you understand the warm-up? Go back and check on them. Hey, after the warm-up, it's gonna be run and gun style. Do you know what that means? Your partner's gonna start jogging, and you're gonna start doing, whatever that means. And you can kind of constantly go back and almost walk them through the workout. And that's your job. And that's why we've got those wristbands, because when we just said, hey, if you need help, come to the modified board, no one ever goes. So you are looking for those bands. And going into secondary, and we didn't actually have this on our notes, but I just thought about it, so we'll cover it, is not hanging out at the DJ booth. I've got times that I've got backups that I will go through an entire 7-minute orchestrated warm-up, and they're at the DJ booth the entire time. Make sure that you've got songs queued up. That is part of your pre-planning, that you kick off a song and you're out encouraging, correcting form, finding a new person, making sure they know what the heck's going on, right? You should be at the DJ booth no more than 20 to 30 seconds every visit. The only time that you're standing there longer than that is going to be at the very end when it's your last minute and you're there for transitions from worship into happy. Okay? I think that's it.
One question, Britt. As mic trainers, do you want us going over the modified board with people in the class, or do we want to wait and catch them during the class?
Yep, you go over during the class. Yeah.
Okay.
There are certain things that, on Saturdays, for example, if you know that there are 2 options, hey, if you're not ready for a burpee, you kind of use that also based on how long the workout, the demo is going to be, right? You use your judgment. If there is something that you know is a very complex movement that maybe half the people aren't going to want to do, or even deadlifts. If it's booty day and it's programmed for deadlifts, I'll show them a deadlift and an RDL. Things like that. But as far as going over and just showing low impact version and modification versions for everything, no. That's going to be something that you're going to do individually, especially because they might not even be able to do that modified depending on what their injury actually is.
Sure.
Yeah, good question. Okay, we were trying to get you guys out of here in under 2 hours, and we've literally taken, no, an hour and a half. Okay, I don't feel so bad. All right, well, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Thank you guys for tuning in. Send Dakota, not me. Send me your numbers soon. Love you guys.